A lot of times in preaching on the Blessed Mother, it is a sort of a defensive position that most priests take, and I know myself, as I look back over my 10 years of priesthood so far, most of my Marian homilies have been trying to defend, and to explain why we do what we do, because, it's assaulted or questioned, at least, from lots of different directions, how the Catholic Church understands the Blessed Mother and all of these kinds of things. And so it's, again, most of the preaching that I've seen from others as well is that kind of defensive thing. This, for example, like you're basically saying, like, this is why we're not worshiping and bowing down and committing idolatry, by the Blessed Mother, or this is why the rosary isn't voodoo, these kinds of things. Tonight, what I'd like to do is go on the offense and talk about Marian devotion from that perspective, which is something I don't know that I've ever done in my priesthood. A super quick historical fact, right? The creed that we say here in just a minute was established and written by a council of the church, a Council of Nicaea, in 325 AD, right? And so only a few councils later, and a couple of decades later, in 431, so about 110 years later, the thing that we celebrate tonight, Mary's title being the Mother of God, was defined at that council 110 years later, right? There was a lot of argument about that. A lot of people thought that we shouldn't say that we should not say Mary is the Mother of God. If you want to say Mary gave birth to Jesus, Mary's the earthly Mother of God, etc., that's fine. But the decision of the council actually then was, no, we can say that Mary is the Mother of God, right? And that was in 431. Now, what's interesting about that then is pretty much every Christian accepts the creed of 325, right? And even those who are non-Catholic accept that. No one thinks that the Catholic Church went off the rails by 325. So everybody's okay with the creed, right? And I would bet that if you ask most non-Catholics, when did the Catholic Church go off the rails, they wouldn't say 390 AD, right? They wouldn't, nor would they say 431 AD, right? They might, who knows what they would say. But most people, it isn't going to be 380 or 370 AD. So the vast majority of Christians throughout the world don't have any problem with what has unfolded in Christianity through 431. And so most Christians should be totally comfortable with the council in 431 that said Mary's the Mother of God. Okay, so we've established that. Now, what I'd like to do is do math with that, a mathematical proof. Don't go asleep because this is quick. When we talk about proofs in math, right, you may remember from nightmares in geometry, you establish a fact and then you establish another fact, and then because of those two facts, we can say the third thing, right? And it's a very mathematical thing, even if it's words, etc. Okay, so if Mary is the Mother of God, which every Christian believes because it's been there since 431 for 1,600 years, and as we hear in the Scriptures tonight, and we hear in many other places in the Scriptures, you and I are brothers and sisters of Christ, that we are adopted into the family of God through our baptism. So again, every Christian would believe that. Then because of those two, if you believe those two things, then mathematically, Mary is literally your mother and my mother. Okay, now that's math. And here's where I'm going with this. The fourth commandment says, again, every Christian believes and tries to follow the 10 commandments. The fourth commandment says what? Honor your mother. Honor your mother. And so what I'd like to say then tonight is that if we do not honor Mary, this is the offensive on the offense part. If we do not honor Mary, we are violating the fourth commandment. If we do not honor Mary, we are violating the fourth commandment. She is our mother. The fourth commandment says to honor our mother. And so one simple way in conclusion, if people say, okay, how do you honor Mary? How would we go about honoring our mother, right? One simple way is we have a prayer that mentions what we celebrate tonight, Mary being the Mother of God, and it also offers her a direct, quote, honor that comes from two saints, St. Gabriel the Archangel and St. Elizabeth, her cousin. I don't think we could do better or more concisely honor the Blessed Mother than we do with the Hail Mary. If you don't like the words of the Hail Mary, or you think too much praise is being given to the Blessed Mother or too much honor, take it up with the Archangel or with St. Elizabeth. If you don't like the title that Mary is the Mother of God, then figure out when Christianity went wrong before 431. And so we'll end tonight with the prayer that many of us probably are familiar with. You can pray along if you'd like as we give honor to our mother. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and at the hour of our death.